Democrats' opinion don't matter. What's going on? What's going on? Oh boy. Hoping everyone having a beautiful day. Life is good. Life is good. Life is good. God is good. Like and subscribe if you haven't already. Hit that notification button. That way you get notified whenever I'm putting out any videos. A little bit of things we're gonna get into as this live begin progress. As we begin to go on with this live. What's up, Mike? What's going on? How you feeling? It's a couple of things, a couple of things I was reading and whatever case may be. On the political side. Hopefully I got some gun family in there too. You know what I mean? Yeah, he is. Biden is real happy. He is very happy. That's why I said in my other video that I think Joe Biden low-key voted for Trump because he seemed a little to be excited of the fact that she lost and Trump won. So I'm gonna go with I think Joe Biden voted for Trump. That's just what I'm gonna go with. I might be wrong, but I'm gonna go with that anyway. But a couple of things, I don't know if you guys know it or not, but for my gun family that Trump is trying to make concealed carry through all 50 states. What that means basically is that some states honor your concealed carry license and some states don't. He wants it to be universal across the board, which I agree 100%. It's like, all right, I live in Pennsylvania. My concealed carry Pennsylvania license to concealed carry is not honored in New Jersey. So if I go to New Jersey, I might run into a problem. Even though I shouldn't, but that's the way it is. So that's why I agree with him 100% that we should have all 50 states should, when you get your concealed carry license, it should be honored in every single state across the board, no matter what. It's the reason why I say this is because they're making it so complicated for everyday honest citizens to be able to protect themselves. When they start writing all these dumb laws that they think going to stop criminals that don't stop criminals, which doesn't make sense to me, but they just seem to want to keep doing it. So I'm 100% on board with that. I agree with Trump. I was watching another video. I didn't get the chance to watch all of it, but he was just talking about how he wants to stop funding Ukraine, which I agree. We need to stop funding Ukraine. He wants to start using some of that money to take care of our veterans. And that's a big one. The homeless veterans and homelessness in general, but he was emphasizing on the veterans and taking care of the veterans and making sure that they're good, getting them the help that they need. Stop, where we funding wars, we're not taking care of the people that fought the wars. Which doesn't make sense to me, but that's how I see it. And so that's, in a nutshell, that's what he's trying to do. So like I said, I agree with that. I really think that as far as United States veterans, I think they get crapped on way too much. And when they're going through hard times and they're having mental problems and they're going through this and they're going through that, I just feel like this country is not taking care of them like they should take care of them. And, for us to be allowing these illegals come over here and giving them all this money. What's up, Christopher Real? What's up, Christopher Real? Welcome in, welcome in. For us to have all these illegals over here and giving them all this money, welfare, and everything else they were doing for the illegals. But now look out for our veterans. Not make sure they, well taken care of. Like, honestly speaking, well taken care of. These guys have sacrificed a lot. Some of them have fought in wars, served in, different wars that we have been dealing with. And when they come out of it, it's like they're just writing them off. Like, they don't matter. And which is wrong. So I agree with Trump. I'm 100% on board with that. When the government is doing the right thing with your tax dollars, you don't always I don't have a problem with it if it's being done right. Yeah, I still think we pay too much money in taxes by far, but they'll be paying taxes and then seeing where the money is going. Why are we doing it? I just don't get it. Why are we funding all of these other countries? Yeah, why are we first, why are we funding all? I didn't know that was the first show. Yeah, I was watching the video. Trump, it was Trump talking, and he was saying this is what he wants to do. And I mean, I know he was big on the veterans, but he's really big, he's trying to push for this. And my thing is that you guys, this is how you're supposed to take care of your people. This is how, when you're elected an official, I mean, he's supposed to, I understand sometimes they want to help other countries, but we need to take care of home. And right now, home is a big problem. And if you get the chance to watch him talk about it, he was, he wants to get them the help that they need, the help, the real help that they need. You know what I mean? Like, he wants to get professionals to come in, evaluate them, and assist them in getting the help that they need and help assisting them back into society like they need. If it's a possibility, because sometimes people are so far gone that they might not be able to make it that far. But I'm 100% agree with what Trump is trying to do when it comes to that. So, and again, some people might have a problem with it. I can't see why, but whatever, it is what it is. The other thing I was looking at is, I mean, it's a lot of things. Trump don't even know a whole lot of talking stuff that he's trying to do and wants to do. The other thing is, for those that have credit card debt, he wants to put a freeze on the interest rates. Now, I know he can't stop it, but I don't know how this works because I never heard this one before. But what he said was he wants to put a 10% freeze on everybody's credit cards, I guess, for a certain period of time. So that, I guess, it'll help people to get, as you paying your bills, to be able to get out of all this credit card debt, because credit card debt has rose 47% since Biden and them got in office. That means the people out there trying to pay their bills with credit cards, that's like the worst thing. That's when it's really bad. When things are that bad for you and you got to pay your bills with credit cards, the ship is going to sink real fast after that, at that point. So again, I think that's amazing. I think that's a great idea. I don't know how that's going to work out, but just hearing it and knowing that that's one of his plans that he wants to do is try to freeze the credit card debt to give people a chance to get out of the credit card debt that they're in, because a lot of people are in debt real bad. And I think that's great. I really do. I think that's real great. I think, that's it. But then my buddy Sean sends me an article about Bucks County in Pennsylvania. Apparently, they're counting ballots that they should not be counting. That in a nutshell. I mean, the story is, I was reading the article and I'm like, once again, the Dems are cheating. They always trying to cheat. And of course, we know we're still waiting to find out who won Pennsylvania as far as the senator race or whatever between Dave McCormick and Bob Casey. But, this thing should have been over with. It should have been settled. But, they can't, once again, the Dems cheat. Like, that's what they do. That's just what they do. You can't help it. I'm going to be honest with you. I still don't think Kamala Harris got all the votes that she got. I think a lot of those votes that she got is probably not real votes. That's just my opinion. But I honestly think she didn't get the votes that she got. I just think they didn't find it. They couldn't pull it off like as much as they did the last time. So they couldn't win. They couldn't cheat this time. So it's just so much going on. Now we find out that when Kamala Harris did the interview with Oprah Winfrey, Oprah got paid $1 million for that. $1 million. $1 million to have an interview with Kamala Harris. Really? Really? Usually, I almost just don't even want to touch it. It's just, she got Oprah. Oprah's a billionaire. You think that little Oprah Winfrey is a billionaire. You had to pay a billionaire $1 million to sit down and have an interview with you. To interview you. You pay Oprah to interview you, and you're the politician that's running for president. So the vice president paid Oprah Winfrey $1 million to sit down and interview her. Anyway, it's crazy. Oprah Winfrey's a billionaire, and this is the people that they wanted running the government. Democratic Party right now, $20 million in the hole. Now you see why the United States deficit is so bad, and it's been like that for a while. And I'm not just saying it's all Democrats, because we got Republicans that are just clearly irresponsible in their judgment of how to spend money. But we gonna fix that. And the reason why I brought that up, because now we got Elon Musk and we got Vivek. Oh, I'm gonna get it. Tom, as the borders are, I'm definitely gonna get into that. I love it. But we got Vivek and Elon Musk, who's going to be doing what they call in Doge, which is Department of Government Efficiency. But they're calling it Doge, which is like the Dogecoin. Which I agree 100%, because I have always had a problem with the way the government has been spending our money. I'm dead serious. I always had a problem with the way the government has been spending money. And this is before Trump. A lot of the stuff that I used to hear the government is doing, I'm like, why are they doing this? This doesn't even make sense. Why are they so gun-ho with all these countries and doing all this stuff for all these countries and spending all this money with all these countries, but they're not taking care of home? This doesn't make sense. If I wanted my money spent like that, why can't I spend it that way? Why y'all got to go spend it and waste it? We paying taxes and y'all taking tax dollars just doing dumb stuff, stupid stuff that don't even make sense. We taking care of everybody else, but not taking care of home. And that, so like I said, and I just think that him putting them two in charge of that, and I don't think it's like, it's a temporary thing. I think they're only going to do it for about a year just to audit the government and make sure that we're running the government is lean and mean, efficient, and making sure that, government is not wasteful spending with our tax dollars. Because at this point, it's been going on for far too long, and we need to put a stop to it. So once again, I agree with Trump. Common sense. And this is what we voted for. Common sense. That's it. It's nothing brilliant about this stuff. It's common sense. And that's the way it should have always been. But unfortunately, we have an administration that just wants to do what they want to do with our tax dollars. I don't get it. I don't understand it, but it is what it is. And it's far going too long, too long. We need to put a stop to it. So these are things that I've just been coming across. If you haven't heard about it, the 10% Trump wants to freeze on the credit card debt. The fact that they paid Oprah Winfrey $1 million to sit down to interview the current vice president, which, to me is just dumb in itself. The fact that, Pennsylvania is dealing with illegal counting of ballots. This election on that side should have already been done with. But, we'll see. We'll find out. Hopefully it goes the way we need to go, because we need more Republicans in as much as possible so we can get this ball rolling the way it needs to keep rolling. The other thing Trump was talking about, he don't want to get no more money to Ukraine. And he wants to take that money, and that's the money that he was talking about, shifting that money to taking care of our veterans at home, right here. Homeless veterans, the homeless. And he didn't just emphasize all veterans. He was saying other people, the homeless, drug addicts, and stuff like that. And he said we need to take care of home, which I agree 100% with him. Why are we spending all this money over here? We got the problem over here. And we have a big problem with it. The fentanyl and all this stuff, and these addicts and stuff, and laying all over the streets. It's just a mess. And I don't understand why we haven't been taking care of this. So it is what it is. But I agree with Trump on that one, 100%. And so, like I said, these are common sense policies. All of these things are common sense, and all of these things that he's saying is beneficial to American citizens. Doesn't matter your skin color, doesn't matter none of that. It's beneficial. If you're an American citizen, these things are probably going to affect you in a positive way, one way or another. These include I'm not even talking about the no tax on tip, the no tax on overtime. I haven't even gotten to that stuff. And the other thing is this, and Christopher Real brought it up, which is the border czar, Tom. Now I watch the Hunting Channel a lot of times, so I see him on there. And I said, this dude, man, like I think that he was like the best pick for the job. And I didn't know that he was the border czar. I mean, he was in charge of had some role in the border before, but finding out that, and I see his approach. You know what I mean? My thing is this: when people start coming across that border, and this is just my opinion. Again, my opinion. Don't have to agree with me. That's your choice. But I agree with. This is our country. We should be protecting our country. No one should just be walking across our border and not being met with hostility. I'm sorry. So I don't care what they do. If they talking about putting gators out there, put the gators out there. Barbed wires, electrical fences, put up steel walls, whatever, military down there. We need to put a stop to it. Whatever, by all means necessary, put a stop to it. That's where I'm at with it. Because it's just like, I'm not going to let nobody walk through my front door. And I say this all the time. If somebody comes walking in my house, you get what you get. And that's the way the border's supposed to be. Nobody should just be walking in. Why is that okay with them? I do not understand this logic in the Democratic Party that people walking across that border is just 100% okay with that. And like I said before, if you okay, and then ones that say, oh, we should let them stay, good. Well, take them to your house, and you feed them, and you clothe them, and you do everything. That way, we're not doing it out of American tax dollars. Though, for those that want this, you take them to your house, you feed them, you clothe them, and that way, we don't have to use our tax dollars to take care of these illegals. You got the job. So if you want the illegals to stay, then you keep them in your house, and you take care of them. When you say that, they ain't gonna want the illegals to stay at now. Oh, no. We want them to stay here, but I don't want, but you said stay. You want them, you take care of them. Simple as that. So stop saying that. If you don't want to take care of them, then keep your mouth shut and let Trump and them and let this administration and all the things that he's doing go into place so we can put an end to this and send most of them, get rid of them. I know we're not going to get rid of all of them, but as much as possible, I'm good with it. I don't care how nobody feel about it. I'm good with it. And I know some of y'all probably seen these, I guess, some of these women who's pissed off that men voted for Trump and they got a problem with it. And they out there shaving their heads and denying men intimacy, sex, or whatever the case may be. You know, years ago, women weren't allowed to vote. They wasn't allowed to vote. So now that y'all get mad because men voted someone, this is your reaction to it. You're going to shave your head and deny intimacy to whatever man. Now, my thing is this. If you're not a married woman, I'm not going to get too far into this conversation, but if you're not a married woman, if you're a single woman and you're saying you're not going to look sexy, you're going to shave your head and all this other stuff. So exactly how many men is going to be affected by the fact that you're not going to sleep with men no more? Like, how many men are you currently sleeping with that now that you're saying that you're not going to sleep with men because they voted for Trump? How many of those men are you currently sleeping with that's not going to be getting none now because you're not sleeping with them because they voted for Trump? So exactly, I mean, there numbers like, okay, you've been sleeping with 50 men, so 50 men that voted for Trump is no longer going to get none of you. So what are you saying? I don't understand. And my thing is this, if you're a married woman and you decide to do that, it's probably not going to affect him very much because he's probably not getting none anyway. Anyway, let's move on. I'm not even going to get into that too much, but let us move on. But again, you know, these are common sense policies. Everything that Trump is saying is just common sense policies. Common sense. Common sense. That's all you need in Washington is common sense. But I didn't get to watch the whole interview with Joe Biden and Trump. But I don't care what nobody says. Joe Biden voted for Trump. I'm telling you, he voted for Trump. Everything in me is saying he voted for Trump. I know that man did not want Kamala Harris to win this election. And here's the thing. I was talking to somebody a little while back, and I'm going to say a month or two ago. That's what it's called? The B4 movement? Yeah, okay. I'm not. That's, oh my God, it's just weird. It's just funny. Oh man, but I'm going with Joe Biden voted for Trump. I believe in my heart. Joe Biden said, you know what? I'm voting for Trump. I'm not letting her win. There's no way in the world we can let her win. She's not bright. They know she wasn't smart. They know she wasn't bright. But they put her up there anyway. It is what it is. It is what it is. Oh my goodness. I can't believe that they actually thought that this woman was smart enough to run the country. And I'm telling you, these other countries, they was licking their lips. They was hoping she would win because it would have been game over for America. It would have been game over. Thank God it didn't go that way. And here's the thing. Before I get off this live, you know, everybody have their opinion about different things. Everybody has a different opinion about different things, but I'm gonna tell you something. When you look at this election in its entirety, clearly you see God in this. And I'm gonna go with this, and I don't care if nobody feel about it. Ain't gotta like it. They like it, not love it, whatever. I don't care. Clearly, God chose Trump. And one thing I know about God is clearly when you read the Bible, he don't pick perfect people because there is none. But he will pick somebody that sometimes don't look like they're the right person for the job. And then you realize that they was a perfect choice. And here's where you know God was in this. And this is just how my observation of everything that has transpired since this election kicked off. Trump has beat everybody. He is not, people keep talking about, oh, Kamala Harris lost, he beat Kamala Harris. Kamala Harris isn't the only person that Trump beat in this election. He beat the Democratic Party. He beat Kamala Harris. He beat Oprah Winfrey. He beat LeBron James. He beat the whole Hollywood, D.L. Hughley, and all the Roland Martins, and all of these people, MSNBC, ABC, CBS, CNN. He beat them all. And the list goes on. He beat Joe Biden. And the list goes on. See, what they did not realize is they wasn't going up against Trump. They was going up against God. God chose Trump. Say what you want to say, he chose him. He did. And now let's go back to the list of all the people that he beat. All the things that he beat. He beat the court system. He beat the judges, prosecutors, lawyers. Come on now. Say what y'all want to say. God was all up in it. Because no one man can do that without God behind him. And he beat it all. So look at everything that Trump was. Listen, they tried to shoot him. They tried to assassinate him. He beat that. 2 other times they tried to come at him. He beat that too. When God got their hand on you, there's nothing no one can do when God is showing you through Trump that when he has his hand on you, when the enemy comes in like a flood and God raises the standard, the enemy was coming at Trump like a flood. You can't tell me he wasn't coming at Trump like a flood. Everything that was happening right there, he was coming at Trump like a flood. And what did God do? That's why when I say some of these preachers out here that got these churches and stuff like that, and they support that, I feel sorry for you. You better repent. They're serious. Make it away from that. Because the Democratic Party y'all think y'all supporting is not the Democratic Party God supports. These people are evil. And that's why I say it ain't just about Trump. Because when you look at everything that transpired, God chose him. And somebody, I know I'm going to get some smoke. Oh, this and that. Now you can't say, yeah, I can. The proof is in the pudding. Ain't no way in the world one man going to survive all that. And I kept saying Trump built different. It ain't that he built different. He just had God behind him, and God was like, nope. He had a purpose. And that purpose was to be in his office and take care, because God wants to bless America. And when the evil is in presence, he can't bless America. When Trump was in office, before he was having them pastors and preachers coming in praying over him and laying hands on him, he was respecting the gospel of Jesus Christ, and he was honoring, he was bringing it into Washington where it should have been. And then we voted it out. Now, I'm not going to say me. I didn't vote for Trump. I didn't know nothing about that. But I'm saying that last election, the people that vote, we got it out of there. We didn't want God in Washington. Now God back in Washington. The guy, he right there. Now he get to use Trump again to do what he wanted to do. And he wants to bless America. But he ain't going to bless the mess. He's going to destroy the mess. But he'll bless it when we all turn back to God and we start to give this nation back to God where it's supposed to be. Putting prayer back in school and honoring God where it's supposed to be honored at. Making a country that is God conscious like it should be. Not this wickedness that we got going on right now in the Democratic Party. Telling boys they can be girls and telling girls they can be boys and letting men go into women's sports and all of that craziness. None of that should have been, we shouldn't even be dealing with nothing like that, but it is what it is. And y'all better be thankful that God used him, because if it wouldn't have went this way, the next thing you know, God would have been destroying America. Why? Because that's why he destroyed Sodom and Gomorrah, and that's why he wiped out and there was only Noah family left. Say what you want to say, but when it gets that bad and there is no other option but to wipe them out, It is what it is. Because I'm gonna tell you something, we were getting that bad. They was forcing the schools to put this stuff in there. Make that make sense. Now you're forcing this on the schools? You threatening schools and threatening people and companies and jobs. Wall Street, this is a mess. It was just a whole mess. But now we back to common sense. And I thank God we are. I thank God that we are back to common sense and common sense policy. And we are about to make America great. And when I say we, that means that we all in this together. It's not just about Trump. It's about the whole United States of America, black, white, Chinese, whatever race you are. It doesn't matter. Skin color, none of that stuff. None of that matters. We are all in this together. And we're about to all make America great again. And we have to all do our little part, wherever we can do our part. But now that we have real leadership. And now it's time to give the United States back to turn it over back to God, but also give it back to honoring our Constitution, which is the people rule, not government. The people. We, the people, rule, not government. Go back to letting these politicians understand that you are an elected official. You're not a king and you're not a ruler. You're an elected official. That's it. And you need to honor your job and do right by the people and the citizens of America and stop doing stuff by the small, minute people that you keep thinking that's important. They're not. Everybody's important, but with their behavior, no. No one should be getting benefits because of their sexual behavior. They shouldn't. Sorry. You're not supposed to be, you shouldn't be getting benefits and writing laws because of somebody's sexual behavior. That don't even make sense. But we are glad, we're excited. This is going to be a great 4 years, and I'm trying to see where we're going to go after that, because I'm like, I like J.D. Vance, and I think that he's a good person to keep the train rolling. I like Vivek. I grew to like Vivek. I like Byron Donalds. I like a lot of people. We got a good, strong force behind the Republican Party that we can keep this train rolling, because Trump only got 4 years to do whatever it is he intended to do. And he's going to have somebody to come behind him to finish out whatever he didn't get a chance to finish. You get what I'm saying? And thank God, that we are here. And you know what? I know that there's some people that's not happy about the fact that the election, but it's going to be all right. Let it go. Let your anger go. Calm yourself down and enjoy this ride. God is in control. It's not going to be what the media told y'all it was going to be. It's going to be a wonderful 4 years. I promise you that. And with that said, I'm going to get up out of here. Make sure y'all making Jesus Christ as first in your life. Y'all have a beautiful, wonderful day. Peace.